Welcome back to the PHYS Podcast. I'm your host, Tyson Martin. Today I sit down with Nolis Anderson, a Chicago-born photographer whose work highlights culture, identity, and storytelling. Before fully stepping into photography, Nolis took a very different path, earning a Doctor of Pharmacy degree from Chicago State University and spending 2 years working in medicine. Then he made a decision that would change everything. He walked away. What followed was a leap into the unknown, one rooted in creative conviction, risk, and a belief in something bigger than stability. Over a decade later, that decision has led to a body of work that speaks not just to what we see, but to what we feel. In this conversation, we talk about what it really means to trust your path. The tension between security and purpose, and how Nolis built a career photographing some of the most important cultural moments of our time, including documenting Barack Obama's farewell speech in Chicago. We also dive into his work with brands and publications like Nike, Apple, the New York Times, and Rolling Stone. And we talk about how he's been able to move between commercial and cultural spaces without losing his voice. This episode is about more than photography. It's about choosing the life that aligns with who you are, even when it doesn't make sense on paper. Now let's get to the show.
Dope. Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Nolis Anderson. I'm a photographer born and raised out of Chicago, Illinois. Been shooting freelance full time for probably about 11 years now. So just still kind of in the thick of it. Some would say I'm a vet. I would probably say I'm still very early in the game. So still learning, still creating, and then still just finding new ways to, enjoy myself in this world of photography.
Beautiful, man. So you still in Chicago?
Yep, born and raised.
Nice.
Love my city.
I think I was 8 or 9. I went, my uncle lived there and I came to go to Wrigley Field. So it would have been, 8, it would have been 1982 or 83. Like Chicago was Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a South Sider, so I live down the block, and my studio is like a block away from White Sox Stadium. So,
Oh, nice. That's amazing, man.
oh yeah.
I've got Dan Tamarkin coming on in
Ah,
November.
that's my guy. Cool
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, we're
I got
trying to.
I bought I bought not my first digital Leica, but I bought a Leica M10D from him
Nice.
like last October. I see him all the time. We're always out at events and stuff like that. Cool guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to work out a deal with him to help him with some ads and some voiceover work in exchange for a Leica.
Hey, sounds like it might be a good barter for you. So
You got to make it happen, man. You got to hustle, right?
just do what you gotta do. Especially, hey man, we're in a barter world, man. You can get a lot of stuff for a photo shoot. You never know.
Yes, sir. So what drew your attention to photography?
Um, I don't know what. Yeah, well, I guess just coming up in Chicago, like I've always kind of been in the art scene, so I've always kind of been surrounded by artists and many different just creative people and different mediums altogether. So I kind of just been kind of doing this since I was probably about 16 or 17. So I kind of started off like closer into like the fashion, like streetwear kind of like scene here in Chicago, which kind of blended in with the music scene as well. So I used to work at like a clothing store back in the day. It was called Leaders 1354, big clothing store here in Chicago. And that's kind of where I met a lot of my closest friends, a lot of my artistic friends and relationships. And um, being there at the store, they always had to do photo shoots for the clothes or for the gear and doing like e-com work and lay downs or like, creative editorials and things like that for like different stuff that's coming out. So I think that's kind of really the first place that I like saw it per se. Uh, but what got me into it, I don't know, man. I think it's just kind of just the first thing that just stuck, really. Like I was always trying stuff. Like like I tried the piano and I tried the fashion stuff and I tried the guitar and like nothing never really like stuck. And like I just picked up the camera And that was just like the one that just kind of made the most sense, I think, for me at the time. Like just, being in that scene, people needing shoots for streetwear stuff or clothing brands or a lot of musician friends. Like, back in the day, we used to just be at the concerts and they would just need a guy, BTS, or I'll just be like, I wouldn't even be in the pit sometimes. I'd just be in the crowd with my camera, just getting tossed around and like shooting stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that was just the one that kind of clicked and just kind of made sense for me. And it just felt natural, really.
Well, I mean, being in Chicago, you have athletes, you have musicians, you have fashion, like you were saying. Um, so I can see like that kind of driving you. And I've watched some of the videos you have out, and you have this very much. I'm just going by what I remember of Chicago in 82, 83, like the feeling I felt when I went there, because it was so different. I grew up in Oregon.
Hmm.
So I was on the Oregon coast, like, the
Oh, wow.
ocean. So coming there, and now, I mean, I live in Canada now, which is even crazier.
Oh, Vancouver.
I'm in
Love
Vancouver,
Vancouver.
just outside of
Gor
Vancouver, BC. So,
Gorgeous, man. I've been up there once.
but your photos, they kind of hold true to that look that I remember of Chicago, like the color profiles, the style, the buildings still show the same look. Is that something that's important to you, is to keep that feeling of Chicago in your images?
I mean, I love to, represent my city as much as I can, but I also want to represent, the reality of it as well. Like it's grown a lot over the last few years. Just like me being in my neighborhood that I've lived in for the last 20 plus years, I've seen this neighborhood grow tremendously, good and bad, type of ways. So I always like to showcase that as well. So, I think a lot of people like the news and stuff like that, they always have like this portrayal of our city and things of that nature. And, I always like to show like I don't even want to say the other side, but the majority of Chicago. It's like a lot of things that you see on TV and stuff like that are very small areas or certain specific things that like you would never see unless it's one of those things where like you're not even supposed to be over there type of thing. You would never see it because you're not supposed to be over there anyway type of thing. So I like to show like, what the city really is and what it really represents, man. This is really like my favorite city. Like I've been to a lot of cities in the country and over my time just like in my career like I've been asked opportunities and stuff like that to like move to like New York and LA and things like that. And I'm just like I never really wanted to. I never really had the desire to. I really like my city. I really like Chicago.
Yeah, speaking of the media, especially now, I mean, look at what they're saying about Chicago or my hometown of Portland. Like it's ridiculous. We
Yeah,
don't even get
yeah.
the news up here. We don't get it on social media. So like our government has actually blocked news on our social media.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's
so I
crazy.
have to either watch the news or I have to go searching for it, which is the absolutely most insane thing I've ever dealt with in my lifetime.
Yeah, media is kind of all over the place right now. It's actually as of today, it's the No Kings right protest right now. So I'll probably end up going down there and snapping some shots after this podcast, actually.
Nice. It's always good to, capture those moments.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, that's history being made.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, yeah, it's just like, just going back to just the aspect of like connecting, Chicago with my work. Yeah, I kind of been here for so long and I'm so ingrained in the scene and like the people here that, I think that's kind of why I always kind of lean towards like portrait photography and shooting people because I've kind of always been in that space of being around a bunch of creative people. Chicago is such a beautiful city. It's like you can easily go out and do architecture and, things of that nature here in the city. But yeah, I always just kind of really just gravitated towards like shooting creative people in their spaces, like in their environments. I think that's kind of what I ended up feeling like loving to do the most.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm going to try to get to Chicago this year. To
Nice.
go and do some work with Dan and and meet up with my old pal James Rice. And
Well, this is like the time to come, man. It's nice out here. It's not. It's just the weather right now. Well, this is like PNW weather right now. Is like kind of what we minus like all the rain, but like this is like nice 60s, 70s. It's comfy, light jacket. If you want to come do the summer thing, by all means. This is like I'm hoodie. This is my weather. I'm like hoodie weather guy.
yeah, it gets pretty humid in the summer, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gets pretty humid. I mean, it's fun. It's amazing. Our winters still suck. I've been here my whole life and I still don't like them. So it's great. The summer is great, but I'm definitely like if I had to pick, I'm a fall guy.
Yeah, I'm the same here. It gets super hot in the summer, and
Really, in Oregon?
I'm in Vancouver now.
Oh, in
So
Vancouver. It gets
it's
super hot in Vancouver?
yeah,
What's super hot to you?
we have stretches 100 plus Fahrenheit.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I did not know it got hot out there.
Yeah, and it's only been like when I first moved here, like I've been here since '89. So when I first moved here, a hot day for us in Vancouver would be like 80, and occasionally maybe a 1 or 2 day 100-degree weather, but it wouldn't last. And in the last 5 years, we're getting stretches 7, 10 days, 90 to 100
Really?
degrees. Yeah,
I did not know it can get that hot up there.
yeah. It's basically
You think Canada?
yeah,
Like, oh, you
right.
think-
It's funny. Like, I mean, I work. My full-time job is I build off-road trucks, so I'm dealing with American companies all the time. So I'm like calling them, and I've been doing it for 30 years. So back in the day, they'd be like, "Oh man, is it cold up there?" I'm like, "It's August, and it's 90
super
outside."
hot.
But
Ooh,
I would start joking. I'd be like, you know what? It got a little warm today. I had to be careful with my dog sled, and my igloo started to melt last night, but whew, we're okay.
that must be sick. Off-road truck building. You must have some cool mechanic portraits somewhere, I'm sure.
I honestly, my photography journey is very new. My photography journey started COVID.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was working for a company that we closed down for 3 months in COVID because no one knew what was happening. And I had just picked up the camera prior. And I had 3 months I live on a water plateau here where I can walk into the forest just down the street from me.
Mhm.
And so I just started wandering every single day, 8 to 10 hours a day, just wandering through, capturing photos. But I really got to understand my camera, and I
Awesome.
really got to understand, composition. So I just shoot. I shoot whatever makes me happy. I want to shoot. Like, I love your work. I really would love to be a portrait artist, but I struggle trying to capture people because it's not my wheelhouse. Like automotive, I understand automotive inside and out, so I can capture. I go to the car shows, capture your supercars and all that, but it's capturing the emotion on people's face where I struggle. So I look at work like yours, and I'm like, I study it. So I'll pull up a photo and I'll stare at a photo for 25, 30 minutes looking at, okay, I can see what he did. And then I go out and try to put that into my own portfolio. So
Yeah,
I'm expanding.
that's cool, man. I think it's always good to at least as a way to like connect those things in common. So like, yeah, if you have some cool guys like peers or anything like that who are also like into like building cars and stuff like that, like maybe you can start in that realm and catch them in that environment because that space as well. So
Yeah.
I think what would like look good and like what looks like with the car and with the person and like I feel so that's cool, man. Yeah, but also Vancouver's gorgeous, man. You can kind of go anywhere and it's super pretty. So
Yeah, it is an amazing city.
but that's cool, man. Congrats, man. It's always great to hear like you know people just jumping into newer hobbies at any given stage. That's awesome.
I mean, man, I turned 51 next month. So I was
Congratulations.
super late in life grabbing it, but I had a life of skateboarding. So that was my creative outlet.
Okay.
And in my mid 30s, I broke my ankle for the 9th time, and it was over. Like, I can barely stand on one foot. I was like, okay, I have to put it aside because I'm getting old and my kids need me.
I understand.
So I
Dang.
searched for a long time, right? For
Yeah.
that creative spark or that feeling again. And I found it clicking the shutter. And it drew that same interest and that same excitement that I used to get. So
Mhm.
that's where I've really focused on uh, building my own skills and pushing people and like learning from people and just really trying to grow. And that's where this show came from is everybody needs to share us. Everybody has a story and we need to share it. And it
Agreed.
doesn't
Yeah.
have to be about the Leicas we shoot or the Hasselblads we shoot or the Fujis or the Nikons or the Canons or blah, 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 blah. What it has to be about is about you and the journey because I feel the camera's a tool. It's an addition to what I'm already seeing and I'm just capturing the moment for others to enjoy.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I kind of use them as just like, yeah, different tools for different purposes. I feel like they all have pros and cons depending on the scenario and the style that you're shooting. So it's like, what works, whatever works, works. Doesn't matter what it is. If it works for you, it works for you. So I agree. I agree.
100%. Do you remember the first moment where you took an image and said, I want to do this for the rest of my life? Or I guess maybe when you decided that you wanted to jump into freelance and make this your career?
Uh, yeah, well, I mean, the transition into it was very gradual. So, unlike you, who was into skateboarding prior to photography, I had a much more completely different spectrum of of work that I did. I was actually a pharmacist, so I like went to I actually got hilarious. I got into pharmacy school and I picked up a camera the same year. So I was doing both of them. So but I really enjoyed photography back at the time. I was shooting a lot of editorials. I was shooting a lot more music, concert work, which was really fun to me because, there was all my friends. I was able to interact and like capture these moments and memories and stuff with them. So it was really cool. And, in my head, I was like, oh, I'll do the pharmacy thing that can help to finance all of the photography stuff because it was expensive. It still is expensive. Um, so did that but like that didn't really work out. I was like, I got so swamped by just being in the health industry that I think I ended up not shooting for like a year almost just because I was just so busy. And I was like, oh, so that didn't really go the way I would have liked to. So just kind of was dealing with that and just, going through those things and um it's very stressful uh time, I guess, in my career for me. So at some point I ended up transitioning and out of the space that I was working at and was in between jobs for another one. And while I was in between jobs, I was like, oh man, I might as well just pick my camera up and go out and start shooting more. So just while I was doing that, I was just shooting a lot more. And, like I said, I've been, hanging around, the creative folks for, the majority of my life. So a lot of the guys that I used to go out and party with and hang out with, by the time we all got older and got out of school and graduated, they've all become like the art directors and the producers and the creative directors and the photo editors and things of that nature. So, all of that free time I had, I was pretty flexible. So people were just like asking me to do things and do this here and there, here and there. And I think this is also like around the same time that like Instagram was kind of like blowing up. And like I didn't really even know that like photography could be a career. For me, it was like photography is like you're either like the next top model dude shooting stuff, or you're like the old guy with the ponytail and the vest. Like that was like my portrayal of like a professional photographer. I didn't know it could be so, adaptable, like to just so many different people in different places. So I think then like that period of time is kind of like when I was just like, oh, like I can slightly make a living off of, what I enjoy doing. So, I'm just gonna do it for as long as I can. And then, if, things stall out, then I'll just go back to the pharmacy thing. But it just never happened. So like, it's a very just gradual thing. So just like, yeah, like 11 years later, I'm still here. And at this point, I don't know. I can't really go back at this point. So kind of forgot everything, but
But hey, at least you have a backup plan, right?
I guess.
I mean, you've worked with some major clients. Like you've done some big things with some big brands. You what's it like working with a big brand, setting up that pitch and setting up those images that capture their attention?
I think it's cool, man. It's very fulfilling. I think you just being able to showcase yourself and, having the ability to connect yourself and your own story to the vision of the project that they're going for. Um, I think is a skill set in itself and some definitely a learning process. Like yeah, like writing decks is not fun. Like personally, I guess not what I enjoy doing. But I think but I think it's more so like at the end of it all, you see all of the pieces come together and you're like, oh, this makes sense. This looks good. This fits right. And then, being able to explain yourself and knowing that you can like execute this story is really cool. And, they're all just, people at the end of the day, same old, I think I don't treat them any differently than I would like somebody just, coming and asking me for like, headshots or something like that. It's just like, it's same questions, same scenarios, just depends on the situation. So, but it's I mean, it's definitely a scenario. You just have to be confident. The eyes are all on you when you're trying to explain yourself and sell your story. When you pitching and you got four other photographers bidding on the same project, you just kind of really got to go all in and just do what you can.
Now, did you take any courses to learn the business side, like pricing wise, or did you just have some mentors you worked for?
No, man, it was trial and error, man, for a long time. I was definitely underselling myself for a very long time, most likely. And I feel like a lot of freelance artists do. We lowball ourselves just because we don't know the numbers. We don't know the industry. Or yeah, maybe, so I'm self-taught, so maybe that's different. Maybe if you go to business school or you went to school for marketing or advertising, you may have that background and you might know that. But for me, I was just in it, man. I was just like, you know, first time I was just like, I'm doing whatever, like whatever you got, I'll do it. I was doing stuff for free, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm sure for a while I was definitely lowballing myself. But I think over time you get an idea, you start to gain relationships with other producers and things of that nature. And when you get closer to those people, they'll be honest with you. They'll tell you what the numbers are, they'll tell you what the budgets are, just so you kind of have an idea. For me, I always say there is no number for me, personally. There is no number. It's a budget, and if what you are asking for can work within that budget, honestly. Because everybody's different. I'm not going to charge McDonald's the same rate I would charge, you know, my homie from the neighborhood over who's, just trying to get a start on, what they're doing and stuff like that. So it's different. It's different. And but now I have an agent, so she handles all that stuff.
Beautiful.
She's been in the game for a long time, so she knows the numbers. I don't have to deal with that anymore. At least for like the bigger stuff. And then that way I can just kind of more so focused on like writing these decks that I don't like her. So
So is writing a deck to pitch a major company. So I've just been writing a pitch deck to sell the show to sponsors. And,
Mhm.
so what I'm doing is it's a one page, super quick, give the details, why we should work together. And that's what gets sent. But for you, do you have to pitch like a layout and everything else that's geared towards kind of the idea they're looking for?
Yeah, sometimes depends. So sometimes I'll have help with my agency. Sometimes the agency will help. Like the last one I just did, the agency kind of helped me out. I wrote like basically an entire treatment brief So the client would send us information and things about that for the project. I would write a brief, basically creating a story, connecting me with it, explaining how I would go about doing it. And then the agency kind of helped just put everything together into the deck, and we all kind of came together and plug and plan photos and making sure things looked right, making sure verbiage was good. So it was kind of all of it's a group effort sometimes, but sometimes it's just me and I'm just, yeah, making things from scratch. I think you're just basically trying to showcase yourself to be able to explain a story, showcase how you do it, and make sure this is kind of just like within their realm and connects to them also. So you're basically just trying to make sure you can prove to them that you can execute this, and you need to just kind of be able to express that visually in the deck. So, but I think for stuff like that, I think like a one pager is nice. You want to get nice and to the point. You don't want to go too long. People get bored sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like what you're doing, like the one pager, just like get along, yeah, explaining yourself what you do, getting your, as long as you get the point across, I think it's all that matters.
It's been an interesting experience. That's what I can say so far. I mean, I've been very fortunate. Harlow Lighting has been they were a title sponsor my first 2 years. This year we've kind of decided I would just kind of keep pushing the brand, but more just on the affiliate side.
Mhm.
Because I have their whole catalog of lights and I really don't
Nice.
need any more lights.
Nice. That's awesome.
Have you seen
Congrats.
their stuff?
Harlow Lights?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They're amazing.
Is it like the rapper?
Uh,
Oh, it's these. It's the ones that look like they look more like throwback, like vintage style. They have like a
yeah,
vintage look to them. I have seen these.
they're amazing. And I don't just say
Really?
that.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I don't just
Do
say
you have
that
like the
because
big ones?
I have them all.
I think I've only seen like the smaller, more portable ones, I think.
Yeah.
So I
So
haven't
right
seen
now,
any of those.
I just above me here, I have the
Hmm.
Max 80. So
So yeah, I
that's
can see the reflection.
my deck. That's my desk light. Um, and then I have a few of the pros, which are the big ones. I have their waterproof stuff because I work with a lot of outdoor photographers, snowboard, mountain bike stuff in the between here and Whistler. So
Okay.
I loan the lights out to creatives that need lighting.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to see what their biggest
It's the
wattage is. Is it
Pro
300?
300. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. I am like, now I'm like, oh, let me get off this thing before I'm sick. Oh, I have heard of them before. Now that I'm seeing them. Well, great marketing because I've seen it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what this is.
Yeah. Well, that's what, I don't know what you use for lighting, but you should reach out to Kieran Carnani and see if they'll help you out in the studio.
Yeah, I'll chat with you. I mean, I would love to have some stuff just for my space too. So, but yeah, like, I mean, yeah, at the studio we have like a couple of things. We also work with we have a company here in the Chicagoland area, Photo Diox. I feel like you've heard of them before. They have like a lot of, I feel like a lot of times they're more well known for like their like adapters and filters and stuff like that.
Yep.
But they also have lights and stuff like that too. So
Nice.
they basically donated some lights to us at the studio so we can use it for our residency program for like our younger creatives that come in and do stuff.
That's cool, man.
But
So
no, I'll link up with you after that. Yeah, I'll definitely
I'll,
can't hurt that more.
she's, she's like been one of my biggest supporters and has become a very, very close friend in this
Awesome.
industry since I started. Um, so I will definitely put the bug in her ear as well.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing. And now you just said you have younger creatives coming into your studio that can use this product. I have a project called the Life of PHYS project where currently working to get secondhand cameras. I'm trying to amass at least 30 that I can get in the
Mm,
hands of underprivileged youth in communities across North America. And
that's
basically
awesome.
what I want to do is I want to have a group, like have like somebody in each community where they'll be like the point person We loan these cameras out for 30 days. The kids capture whatever they want for 30 days, bring the cameras back. We take the images, we lay them out, and then have a panel of 10 or 15 established artists, not to critique, but to talk about the images with them. And the one or two kids from each community that shows that passion and that drive to continue this, to help, like, this is something that they really love. They get a camera and they get a year of mentorship from someone on the panel.
That's awesome.
So we're really trying to, I want to support the community, and I want to support the kids coming up.
Hey man, that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
It'll be more after us, so we got to make sure they're ready.
Yes, sir. Do you remember your first big client project and what you felt when you started and how you felt when it finished?
Yeah, it was so I guess I can go back to kind of where I was with the pharmacy thing. So like, yeah, after I was like, when I was talking about the part where I was just getting clients and stuff here and there. So yeah, I just had a lot of free time. So I think I was just out hanging around with my boy. He goes by, his handle is Trash Hand. He used to be here in Chicago, but he's out east now. But amazing art, architectural. He does everything, so he's great. But I remember I was just walking around with him, and he was, pretty heavy into photography. Like we were both heavy into photography but he was doing it more freelance. I was still kind of just still in my pharmacy stuff and doing it on the side as a hobby / freelance. And he was like, yeah, I've been working with Nike Chicago, just doing stuff or whatever. He's like, I got to go to the office real quick to like pick up something. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went with him, went to the office, went upstairs, ran into my guy David, who used to work there, and just introduced myself. And he was like, oh yeah, Nolis, blah blah blah. He's like, oh yeah, we had like a list of photographers that we always been, looking for just in case we need content and stuff like that in the future. And nice to meet you. So I like, me just being there kind of like jumped me up on that list. So I started doing a lot more things with Nike Chicago here and there. Um, Kind of really started in the trenches. Like they had me like in a suburb shooting like cross country, long distance high school runners by myself in like the sun, and it was just good times. But when people think, oh, I'm shooting for Nike, you think it's a little more uh cleaner, that cleaner than that. We were out there in the trenches. But over time I kind of grew. They got more comfortable with me doing more projects. And then eventually friend of mine, Tim Simonza, he asked me to shoot their entire fall campaign. Or summer, fall, I can't remember. But it was a entire seasonal campaign. And that was probably like my first like big check, and which was great. And I have full creative control. I like basically did the whole thing, like not the whole, I didn't do the whole thing by myself, but I basically kind of like controlled a lot of production, getting the talent, timing things, scheduling, locations, things of that nature. And it was a really fun opportunity. It was kind of like really a moment where I was like, oh, I can do like I have the ability to execute like these bigger scale projects and campaigns and things of that nature. Because before that, I was doing portraits and event shoots and e-com stuff, but like actual like campaign commercial work, I think that was the first time I was like, oh, I can actually do this. So I think that was probably my first kind of like big opportunity uh in the photography scene here.
And there's nothing better than having a friend that opens that door for you, because one, they're your friend, but two, they believe in what your abilities are.
Yeah, and they weren't initially friends. They became friends just over time, just like chatting it up and just getting to know each other and always been around each other. So yeah, I always say that, man. I feel like people, somebody's always helping you in the background, like even if you don't know it. Like I don't think anybody in the world is doing it alone. There's always somebody opening the door or holding it, or somebody pushing you from behind, or just standing next to you. So it's always somebody there to kind of assist you, I think, at the end of the day. So always appreciative and never want to like forget that, I didn't do this by myself. So
What's your favorite shoot you've been on?
ugh, I don't know.
You've got lots.
Um,
Like you have an amazing portfolio, and I'll definitely put it in the notes for the show, and people need to check it out because
oh,
it's it's impressive. But it's not just impressive; the quality of the work is amazing. But each photo tells a story, and that's what catches me.
man, a favorite photo shoot. I'm like now I'm like on my website trying to like look at it. I don't know, man. Yeah, you're right, man. It's been a lot of stuff, and I've shot a lot of things. I will say just for the moment, just so I can shout out my boy Nigel, aka Hollywood Holt. He's in multidisciplinary here, artist, musician, creative. He's actually the first photo on my website, and his head is on fire. I'll probably say I don't know what my favorite shoot is, but I know every time I shoot with my boy Nigel, it's always a good time. He always has probably some of my favorite imagery that I get. It's like even with that one, like his head was on, he just lit his head on fire and it was cool. And and then just other shoots we did. He had another album that came out a while back. It's called Bloom from Doom, and we did like this crazy, just this super creative like imagery where his whole head was painted black and it was like cut halfway in like a table and like it was surrounded by white roses and it was it was like it's very surreal imagery and I really love those. I think those are just so much fun, and it's just like that's the homie, so it's a lot more personal. You can be a lot more a lot more relaxed on set. It's not super like you don't got clients and video village staring at you and things of that nature like that. So I think that those have probably been some of my more interesting shoots. And then also a lot of my shoots with my homie Joe Fresh Goods here in Chicago. We've done a ton of projects over the last few years. um I think we did something a while back. It was called performance art, and it was a two-city shoot here in LA, and it was just it was my thing. I love shooting people, so we just shot a plethora of portraitures of just different people coming from different worlds at different stages of their life, and just capturing them. And then we had some people, some like local artists that's in Chicago, and then we had some celebrities and some things like that. So it was like a nice mixture. My tattoo artist was in it. It was sick. So we had like a nice mixture of people. We had Monica, the R&B singer. That was cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was a cool shoot. We got to meet a lot of different people, and um just kind of make this, bring all of these people together to just make this one large campaign. Was a really, really fun shoot too. It was a really good time. So, and also just that was just kind of like another just stepping stone too, just like dual city shoot, both higher production, a lot of things moving around, working parts and things of that nature. So, that was a really good one too. And then I always think back on the shoot that I did with Kawhi Leonard for New Balance. Um, I truly enjoyed that one just because I was the creative director for that as well. So I basically kind of the concept of it was kind of from the ground up. It was like so I was there for everything, the build out, the meetings, getting all of the different things together, and they just kind of let me run with it. I kind of like threw them three ideas. I had a bit. I did a deck. I made a deck. I made a deck with three different scenarios. They picked one, and then we just kind of ran with it. And yeah, and it came out really well. It came out great, and it came out. So I was really excited about that. Just you know, in this world, especially in the commercial world, a lot of times you're doing other people's work. And so this was kind of really cool to just kind of have something that I kind of created from the ground up and execute it, and it came to vision at the end. So that was cool.
Yeah, it must have been neat to see like what you'd put down and what the vision is you created on the pitch deck and
Oh, you
see
see my
it
little
final.
sketches? It's hilarious. My little sketches are hilarious. Like, Yeah, I got like it's so funny. I still got them somewhere. I saved them too because I thought they were funny. So I'll probably send them to you at some point.
Those are history though, man. Like little things like that, like where you sketched it out and your stick figures are doing the motions, right? That's so important to your story and who
Hmm.
you are. I mean, I saw on here, I have, just so you know, I'm not avoiding you. I have another screen here with all your work on it. So I'm looking,
I have the one above me, so I'm looking up.
you worked with Under Armour.
Yes.
So my boy Devin Allen's part of Under Armour.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so he's photographer out of Baltimore. So he does a ton of work. They made actually a Devin Allen shoe.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah. Yes. Okay. I know.
co-
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Cover of Time magazine.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. 100%.
he is.
I don't know him, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So
Yeah,
yeah, I got his name. I caught his name.
yeah. He was the first one that really sparked my interest into the capturing more lifestyle stuff.
Hmm.
So more like true moments that are happening. So in Canada, we do a march every year for the murdered and missing Indigenous women,
Hmm.
which is huge because we have a highway up here called the Highway of Tears because there's been hundreds of Indigenous women that have disappeared on this highway.
Hmm.
So a lot of, or from the downtown east side, so a lot of the families are there speaking. So I've wanted to for a long time is to go and capture these moments as they're speaking, but I was always worried about it. So now this year I'm going to make sure I have the time off and I'm going to go and I'm just going to walk. I'm Indigenous from the just about 2 hours away is where my home community is.
Hmm.
So I'm going to go and I'm just going to capture these moments, however they turn out, however they feel, and then just try to share them with the families so the families have these moments that they can remember and maybe use that image as a PowerPoint or a power moment for them to speak about the loved one they've lost.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I feel like somebody who doesn't shoot people, man, you have a lot of opportunity. You got a lot of opportunities to do that, man. That's a great just a great history to be connected to
Yep.
and a great opportunity to like capture that history too. So that's awesome. Yeah, I think you should definitely do that. Even just for even if it's just if it's not your thing, sometimes just pick up that camera and just go see what happens. Like even for me, like I shoot a lot of portraitures and stuff like that, but sometimes I'll pick up the camera and just go do street photography because like why not? It's not my thing, but you never know what will happen, and you never know what you'll get or what will spark something else, type of thing. So yeah, man, that's awesome. You should definitely do that 100%.
Thank you. I really want to capture people because people are so different and have so much expressive energy
Hmm.
that I think the hardest part I'm struggling with currently because I don't have a connection of people that are working like, that kind of space, the athletes, things like that. So it's like people on the street. And when you're a big dude and you walk up to them and you're already have an intimidating presence
Hmm.
and you're like, no, 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 all I want to do is take your photo.
Hmm.
It's really hard to break the ice and make people comfortable, even though I'm the nicest dude in the world.
Yeah.
But when a big dude walks up to you, hey, can I take your photo? And they're like, what? So I'm trying to make myself not worry about me so much and just take those experiences in that moment and
Hmm.
just like walk by more casually and be like, oh, hey, I like what you're wearing. Can I take a photo?
Hmm.
Trying to break the ice without them having to see me approaching them, because that's always been a hard point.
Yeah, I mean, I think a smile and a compliment goes a long way sometimes. So
Yeah.
you can get that out the way early. People tend to open up a little bit easier. So yeah, I mean, as much as I shoot people, I have issues like that too. Like, yeah, even when I'm shooting street photography, I don't like, uh, yeah, it's like the way I approach people is much different than like the way I would approach a person like on the set or something like that. Like my dialogue with them was much more different. I'm a little more nervous because they're strangers on the street. Like I'm thinking about they're busy, they have somewhere to be. The world is in chaos. They probably got more things, better things to do than let me take a picture of them. So I understand that. I get that.
Yeah. Um, do you have any words of wisdom for the people listening that want to get into more of the style of photos and work that you do?
What's like commercial work,
Yeah.
like being on sets and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of different ways and directions you can kind of get into that world. Um, a lot of people assist. You can find you photographers that work in those spaces that you can assist or do intern work for them, just so you can kind of get onto those sets, just to kind of see those things and see what it looks like. I would always tell like people back in the day, like I was like, man, I'll just come on set just to shoot BTS, just because I just want to see it, because it's just so much more that's happening in those spaces that would happen like out on the streets or even in my studio. You just get more connections. You can chat with the producers. You can chat with the grip. I chat with the grip people. That's what I'm like. I'm always talk to the grip guys, because I'm asking them like, what's this? What's that? What's that for? Like, why are you using this? Like, that's the kind of spaces where you can get those questions answered, and then you can be able to like utilize those things for your own stuff. So like some of the things that I see on set, I'll bring back to my own studio. Like I just did I just did like an ecom shoot for Under Armour in Indiana not too long ago, and they had their whole ecom set up, and they were, shout out Under Armour, they were down to a T. They like light stands, exact heights, exact distance. They had their meters out, exact pout, like they were to the T. And I took that to heart. I was inspired. So I definitely implemented that more in my own work. And I'm like, yeah, let me be a little bit more precise with these things when I'm working. So I think just being able to try to find your way on set any way you can is a great thing, is a great tool, because I think you'll just learn more. Um, and then how else? And then trying to think what's the other way. Oh, spec shoots. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what am I thinking? Spec shoots. So, in order for people to hire you to do things of that nature and then those type of shoots, they need to see some work. So, I say doing spec shoots, or if you don't know what spec shoot, basically like a fake campaign per se, or like a, so like I'll have friends, my friend Alina, she made this example not too long ago. um she would do a spec shoot. She did like a Adidas spec shoot. So she hired talent. She did a whole hired talent, makeup, style. She did a whole photo shoot and aimed it around the focus of it looking like an Adidas shoot. And she put that out there, and it kind of did some good traction and got some attention. And she's like, a couple months later, Adidas hit her up, and she was able to get an actual real Adidas shoot. So I think, you know, having having those things in your portfolio already, so you can showcase those clients when you reach out to them, or if they reach out to you, are another good ways to just kind of be prepared to just like get to that level and get into those different spaces. So yeah, as I say, like, any way you can do, any way you can to get on set, and spec shoots, I think, are just great ways to do that. And yeah, and just try to just get in contact with some producers, befriend some producers, some art directors. Like, I think we're past, at least for me, I'm past the realm of like how many followers I have. I want to be following the art directors with 300 followers who post pictures of their dogs. Like, that's who I want to be following. That's the people I want to be in touch with. That's the people I want to connect with, because I mean, not only will, that may help better increase your network to get more jobs, but also just that just may help, get you into more spaces, so you can just be able to do more creative things and just, different, more interesting opportunities. So I don't think a follower account's going to give that to you. So
I have a very much a love-hate relationship with social media.
I mean, if I didn't have photography, I would definitely not be on it as much. But
Yeah,
it is the world you live in as a visual artist. You have to stay seen.
it's it's been a weird transition for me, especially with the show having to, utilize social media to promote the show, to find the guests, to all of these different avenues that I never cared about before.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm flipping through, and if something catches my attention, I'll bookmark the photo so I can go back and look and see, kind of read the story, see what they're about. Um, it's been neat. It's been a fun journey, man. I get to talk to really nice people like you. Like this is cool. I was just browsing your site and I noticed you shot Obama.
Yeah. That
So
was his farewell,
yeah,
his farewell speech after his term ended. Yeah, I shot it for W Magazine. Interesting. I was like, I don't know. I was like, why are y'all doing this? Anyway, but shot it for W Magazine, and it was a cool, man. It was like definitely a cool experience. It was kind of like my first time doing really like a documentary, like that type of work.
yeah,
Um, and it was crazy. It was here in Chicago, and excuse me, it was at McCormick Place, and it was just a surreal experience. I actually was just looking through some old photos like not too long ago. I like found this old like protest image from there that I like never posted. And it says like it's like everybody sitting down and it's like a spotlight on this one woman and she has a sign up that says "Pardon us all now," and it's like the security guard trying to like get her down. I like never posted it because it's just not like something that I posted. I literally it's on my desktop. I was literally looking at it the other day, and I was like, oh wow, I was like that's so crazy, but no, it was surreal. It was cool. Like we had to go through like so much security, and I got like an official. Right, I got it up on the wall. I got my official White House press pool badge. That was super cool. So no, it was just a great experience. Um, Great moment. Just a great like yeah, just a moment and just time for the country. So yeah, I thought it was cool. It was great.
yeah.
I got like
He's
a few articles about that one. That was great.
amazing, man. He seemed like, from what I hear, he was just like he was for the people. Um, I was lucky enough. I had Pete Suzon, who was
Yeah, I saw that.
his
Sick,
chief
dude.
chief of
I s-
staff photographer.
yeah,
Which,
photographer.
when you think
Monster.
about the images he captured, being in the
Monster, dude.
war room with Obama, like mind blown listening to his stories.
Hmm.
But then you hear the stories of like his favorite moments are talking to the kids when when there's been a flood or a hurricane or a shooting or whatever else, or playing basketball and blocking a shot, and he comes over to Pete Souza and goes, "You got that right." Like you see more of a. He felt like, as somebody who hasn't lived in the U.S. for quite a while,
Hmm.
I always felt like Obama was like an actual president for the people. He seemed a little bit more approachable than well, we don't talk about today, but you know what I mean. Like he's just, there's something about him. I like the way he carries himself, and I love when people capture images of him just being him. It's not an act.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think from a photography standpoint, he's definitely more just like approachable, more sociable. He just had more of a humanity factor than most others. I mean, it's a tough subject at the end of the day. Politicians are politicians, so it's
Yep.
like pros and cons. But I feel like yeah, out of everybody, he seemed to be the most connected to actually people, like to be at least be like the most sincere from a presidential standpoint. So
Yeah.
no, I agree. Cool.
Yeah, no, man, for sure. Politicians are definitely politicians, and I don't ever try to go into politics on here, but there was just something about the stories I heard of him that I wasn't living there then, so I didn't really know what was going
Yeah.
on. But
No, I mean, it's a part of life. It's a part of life. It's a part, in my sense, it's a part of my life. It's a big photo for me. I get asked about it all the time,
Yeah.
especially being a black person in Chicago. Like he was here before his presidency. He was in Chicago. So, and the library is getting built here. The Obama Library is getting built here in Chicago. So, a lot of connections. I always have family members always talking to me about that all the time. So that's like that picture is a big part of my life. So no, I think it's important to chat about. I think it was a great photo. People always think it's like fake, because of like the flag being like the background. I'm like, no, man. I'm like, it was just a gigantic flag back there, dude. It was huge. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it was cool.
That's cool. So you mentioned you have a studio as well.
Yep.
And you mentioned earlier about bringing in younger creatives. One of my goals always, obviously, is I'm all about building community. I'd much rather have a community of strong-minded people working together than everybody trying to fight for that same piece of the pie, backstabbing and doing all that. Why don't you tell us about your studio and the youth that come in, and what if somebody wants to get a hold of you to rent the studio? Why don't you
Yeah.
lay it out for us?
Yeah, so we have a studio here in Chicago on the south side. It's in Bronx. No, it's not in Bronxville. It's in Bridgeport. Um, it's called South Facing Windows. Yeah, it's just a natural like community photo studio that we have here. We've been open for about 6 years now. We actually opened up in like the summer of 2020, like right before like everything kind of shut down. So it's been kind of it was a kind of crazy situation like in the beginning, but it's been going great now. So we've been doing a lot of events, a lot of community events, a lot of gathering, just like situations and opportunities for younger creatives here. We actually like when we first started off, I think back in 2020 when they were doing there was a lot of political unrest and it was around like George Floyd and a lot of things were happening back then. Um, it wasn't a lot of work here in Chicago for creatives. That probably goes for the rest of the country. It was pretty slow. So, we kind of just basically opened up the studio for free. And we were just like, if there's any artists that just want to come in and they need a space to get some work done, to get some money, or you just need a space just to get your mind off everything that's going on right now, to just come in and do it. So we did that for like the whole summer. About 40 artists over like 100 hours of studio time we gave away that summer. So it was a busy summer for us. We couldn't keep that up. Obviously, once things started to like kind of like calm down, we couldn't keep up that type of timeline. But that's kind of what helped start our residency program. So now like once a month we have an artist come in and work on a personal project and give them free hours and make sure we're like putting them on blast and showcasing them and telling their story. Yeah, just giving them an opportunity for chance to kind of just be in a bigger studio space that maybe they haven't been in before, to be able to just do their work on a bigger scale. So it's been fun. It's been great. My other co-owners, Michael, Alina, and Brian. So it's four of us now. Yeah, we're all just working together, trying to figure out new ways to just try to, keep things fresh and keep people active and, keep being, good for the city and good for the community. So
I love that, man. Just the thought of having a space where somebody can come and ask questions and have people that know the industry give them that advice. That's a game changer, and more
yeah,
people
yeah.
need to get on that train.
All the time, man. I have people reach out to me all the time. I do the best I can. But I've had a multitude of people that I've like just met up at the I'm like, yo, I just come to the studio. We'll chat for half hour, 45 minutes, ask me whatever you want. And I can help you out the best way I can. And um, I've found, people I think have gotten great, moments and opportunities from that. And I've gotten, the opportunity to meet people who have assisted me on shoots and things of that nature from that. Um, One of our partners, Brian, was originally a member. We used to have memberships at the studio, so he was a member, and then we got rid of our we kind of like fizzled out our memberships program, but we kept Brian. And eventually over time we ended up making him a partner. So it's been a lot of, opportunities that we've had, and we try to make sure we keep and keep growing in that aspect. So
I love it. Dude, that needs to happen more often. And I'm sure there's studios like this all over the place that I haven't heard about yet, but anything I can do to help push people for you in your studio, man, just let me know. Because
holler at Harlow, man. We're always trying to give out, like, we always have like these things called like happy hours and things of that nature. So we'll have like community events where we just have people come, and it's not like a network thing. It's like, yo, just come be a part of the community. Let's just grow our circle and hang out. And sometimes we do raffles and sometimes we give away stuff. So like just for like people that, that it's, sometimes it's people that just can't afford those type of things and type of equipment. And you never know kind of, what would take people to the next level. So we're always looking for people to like chip in and things of that nature. So,
yeah,
we're
I'll definitely put the bug in the ear of Harlow. I think what you're doing is definitely something that they will get behind. So after we're done recording here, I'll give you the contact info and who to get a hold of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Also, when I make it to Chicago, I'd love to come by the studio and connect. Maybe we can do a live recording with you and your partners. Maybe
Yeah,
some
100%.
some of the youth from the community. Just
Yeah.
a fun get together, and I can bring in some Harlow gear, and we can talk about it. Everybody can play with it, do whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man. Just let me know.
Heck yeah,
I'm going to Toronto soon, when not Vancouver. I'm on the other side.
yeah. A little.
I'll be in Toronto.
Only a 7-hour flight.
I know. I was like, it's not close at all. I have to come back, man. Vancouver was so pretty. I did the whole like Squamish
Yep.
Mountains and all that kind of stuff like that. It was so pretty. Can't wait to
Well,
come back.
next time you come into town, let me know, and we'll get together and we'll go have a good time.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
One of the biggest connections for me here in my creativity is the connection to positive mental health. PHYS actually stands for Photography Heals Your Soul, because I found it at a super rough time in my life. My mom had just passed away, and my ex-wife had just passed away. So I was, being the sole parent left for my 4 children, and and putting that all onto, I was in a new relationship at the time, and she was trying to do the best she could to keep me grounded, because my ex-wife not only was my ex-wife, the mother of my children, she was my best friend from the time we were 15. So there was all these different emotions happening, and I had no creative outlet at the time. And then I found the camera, and it helped me start to deal with the things that were really giving me that pause to being positive in life. Super dark place, and the camera helped pull me out. So do you look at your connection to your creativity, to your creative outlet, as a positive spark in your mental health and your day to day?
Yeah, 100%, man. Sometimes I think when you do it for so long, you kind of lose track of the bigger picture. Uh, yeah, I try to remember that, this is a very like fortunate direction that I've gone to in my life, and I'm very grateful for it and happy that it's kind of worked out the way that it has. Like, although I did enjoy the pharmacy stuff, it was a very stressful time for me as well. Ended up getting like alopecia, like my hair was like falling out, like that's how stressed I was back then. So, being able to, you know, do what I love for a living and travel and, have more time to just be around my family and friends and, not working 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week anymore, is is a very fortunate opportunity that I have, and I'm definitely very grateful for it, and try to do my best not to take it for granted. So, um, yeah, no, I think, at some point it's like, they always say like, never never combine your passion with your career. But I think for me in this instance, I think it was a good thing in regards to kind of like the other route that I could have went to. So for me, yeah, it keeps me grounded, keeps me stable, keeps me in a better space. So I agree.
Amazing. It's crazy when you think about the connection that it actually holds, right? Like when you think about, I go through burnout pretty regularly because anything I get into, I hyper focus. I burn myself out because I'm like, go, go, go. But there's something about taking a break from my camera where I'm like, I can feel the difference in my person, right? I take a camera with me every day. As soon as I leave the house, I have a camera on me. You know, it's always there. It may not get used. I may not capture anything that day, but in case I see something that sparks me, and I know that's going to be what I needed to shoot to get out of this burnout phase. Like a year ago, I was struggling. I couldn't think of anything I wanted to shoot, and I saw this big blue garbage can with graffiti on it, and it had this big link chain and padlock holding it to a pole. And it made me laugh because I'm like, why is a garbage can held to the pole with a chain? So I took that photo, but that sparked me and made me remember that I love graffiti. So I spent 6 months chasing graffiti throughout Vancouver, just capturing pieces and I have hard drive upon hard drive of images I've actually never even looked at.
Oh, that's sick.
So I've got all this history to go back through and, edit and post and take care of myself with what I need. But sometimes it just takes that click of the shutter to really help me realize how much it means to me.
Yeah, and I think just for me, it's just like going back to the basics too. I feel like I get so lost sometimes because it is what I do for a living. So sometimes I get so lost in the rat race that you kind of forget to like sometimes it's nice to take it back to the basics. Like even then, like I try to take my camera out more now, even like because I used to not take my camera out all the time. I try to do it a little bit more now, and I just go to like snap photos of my family. I just posted some stuff the other day for like my family at Labor Day and like things like just things like that, and seeing my family out in like my girlfriend's family out in like New York. We were in Harlem like not too long ago, and like grabbing those moments and like stuff like that is like always like I feel like those are always like the photos that I tend to like remember more. And I think sometimes you tend to forget that when you're like just shooting all of these like bigger clients and being on sets and stuff like that. Like they're cool, but they aren't necessarily the most like important photos you're gonna take in your life. So yeah.
I agree, man. Um, yeah, it's been amazing. It's been a fantastic conversation. Thank you so much for your time today. Where's the best place for people to find you and reach out?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate this. This was a great chat, super organic. Um, had a great time. I appreciate you just kind of looking for me and finding me, and you have such a great podcast, man. I've been listening to a
I
couple episodes
appreciate
since
you.
you reached out to me. So man, great stuff. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the success. You've been doing great. So, but for me, again, my name Nolis Anderson. You can reach out to me on my website, nolisanderson.com. All my socials are just Nolis, Nolis. About it. Oh, and yeah, the studio, south facing windows here in Chicago. Yeah, we're always looking for opportunities to network and connect. So if you guys have any ideas, just reach out and let us know.
Perfect. I'll have all those in the show notes so people will the link right to you from every streaming platform. So it'll be hyperlinked so they can get to your studio, they can get to your Instagram, they'll be able to follow you along. Well, that's our hour today, Nolis. It's been amazing. It's been spectacular. I love listening to you. Welcome to the PHYS family.
Thank you, man.
I look forward to getting your episode out and continuing talking and building a friendship on our level here. Yeah, no, man, that's everything. That's perfect, dude.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, dude. It's so good. Like, I love learning people's story. when I hear the work you do
I
and
mean,
what you've
you're
done,
learning
man,
yours, man. It's crazy. You have a great story yourself. You need to do you need to do like a self podcast, like just like a little solo monologue one day.
I'm gonna
Tell your own story.
I'm trying to get myself comfortable enough in front of the video camera to put a solo story out on YouTube and things like that.
Do you put the videos out?
I don't do anything with the videos. Sometimes I'll pull like shorts and stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I'm going to really start trying to put that video aspect out. It's another new thing to learn, right? It's one more thing to add to and I'm a one-man show, so it's a lot already. And
as a lot of us are.
Yeah, I think I have 35 recordings left before the end of December.
Damn.
So
that's a lot.
I threw out 50 requests, and I figure I'll get like, if I get 10 or 15%, that's amazing. I got 50 yeses.
Nice. No, you got great stuff. I'll tell you, like I just did like a quick look through on all your stuff. I was like, and then I listened through a couple and I was like, oh dude, this is solid, man. Like, yeah, you got some good stuff, man. I think you should. I mean, you should definitely get the video aspect up, man. It'll only make the channel grow more. So
And that's a wrap on another episode of the PHYS Podcast. If something in the conversation resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps the show reach more people. Follow along and stay connected at PHYS_podcast for more conversations where creativity, storytelling, and the human experience meet. Until next time, keep creating, keep pushing, and remember, photography heals your soul.